me get my clicker plugged in real quick, and then we can rock and roll. How are you guys doing today? Sound good today? How do y'all like Brandon? Pretty cool, yeah. Pretty good. And he's always good for making me cry. Let's see if this is working out. Okay, cool. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, he didn't even know I was going to be here. He did that talk at our event a week ago, Soft Washapalooza, and, you know, he had that picture in there of my company with our trucks and, you know, talked about us, and I went, oh, that was sweet that he did all that extra stuff just for Soft Washapalooza. And he didn't know I was going to be here. I'm actually filling it in at the last moment. There's a person that was supposed to have the 10 o'clock slot after Brandon Vaughn, but they got afraid it was Brandon Vaughn and didn't want to follow him. So they bailed out, and so Kurt actually asked me if I could come out and talk to you guys for a half hour today. And so if you don't know a lot about me, how many of y'all know about soft wash systems or about the AC lock here? Okay, so about a third of the room. I'll go through just a little, real quick here on my bio. I'm the CVO, that stands for Chief Vision Officer. How many of y'all have read a book called Traction? All right, good. So you know what a CVO is? Yeah, it's the irresponsible guy who does all the dreaming and makes other people do the work, right? Okay? But that's a real function. Once you realize that you're that person, that's a real function in the business. I don't handle the money, okay? I don't handle the operations side of the business, although that is one of my strong points. I don't handle sales anymore. That's my strongest point. I specifically handle the vision of the company. I just make sure to set out the course out there and decide where we're going to go, and then I engage our team to make that happen. But Droplet International is the holdings company that owns great brands like Soft Wash Systems, Disruptor Manufacturing, Phantom Window Works, Soft Washology, and we have businesses in 9 countries, which is pretty fun and pretty cool. I was doing all of this out of my house and building $35,000 soft washing systems out of my garage 6 years ago. How many of y'all are working in your garage right now? Great things happen in garages, right? Great stories. Disney, Mattel, Apple, all the big companies started in garages because we don't take any excuses. We just say, dadgummit, we're going to do it. I was the only guy on my street with a forklift. Okay, which is great. So I am the patriarch of the soft wash cleaning industry. I am not the inventor of soft washing. I'm not Al Gore. I didn't say I invented the internet. Okay, I'm the patriarch. I'm the guy that gave it steam, formalized it, helped it to grow, gave it vision, gave it wings, so to speak. Okay, I'm not the first guy to put spray bleach on a building. All right, I am Ziegler Legacy Certified, which I'm very, very proud of. That's the pin that I wear here on my lapel. I've gone through the Zig Ziglar Legacy Certification Program, and that's an excellent thing. It really helps you to become a great leader. I had to really work on that personally, because I'm a bit of a hothead, I'm a bit of a type A personality. I used to think employees were tools. You know, when I got out of the cleaning business, I had a bad family business breakup, 10 years ago now. I said, I'm never going to have employees again. I hate employees. I love my peeps now. They're my family. They're the people that God has entrusted me with as a steward to take care of and help their dreams become reality. Okay, so Ziegler has really helped me with that. I'm the contributing author to the new book we just released in January, The Wow Factor. I'm very proud of that. I am the 2006 Redfish Tour National Champion. Because of my business, I grew my business to a point where I could fish 150 days a year. How many of you guys would like to fish, golf, or race cars, or do something like that 150 days a year? Yeah, that's what your business is for, right? That's what your business is for. So I got to do that. I got to become a professional fisherman. And my rookie season, because I'm an entrepreneurial maniac, I kept Microsoft Excel spreadsheets while I was fishing, okay? Came in and won the Redfish Tour National Championship my rookie year. And I'm a Christ follower, husband to my wife Karen, who's in the back room. Everybody wave at the redhead in charge back there, okay? And certainly a father to my 2 wonderful kids. My son is here, he's back videotaping there. But what I want to talk to you guys about is one of the biggest reasons why I'm successful and why you can be successful. I want to talk about our soft serve system. It's probably probably the thing I'm the most proud of in developing over the years of my business, but it anchors in what I call the 5 keys to patterning success. And those 5 keys to patterning success are very, very important. I actually learned this from tournament bass fishing and tournament redfish fishing, and it's called establishing a pattern. So, when you look at your hand, you can use your fingers to remind you of this. And hopefully, if you implant this in your mind, you take good notes. You might want to just take your hand and put it on a piece of paper and trace it out like you're making a turkey back in kindergarten. And write these things down, because this will absolutely change your life. Okay? So this is how simple it is. Number 1, be deliberate. Being deliberate means have a plan. Okay? Number 2, on your pointer finger, write the word execute. Don't just have the plan, do something about it. Number 3, analyze. How many of y'all remember the Robert De Niro movie, Analyze This, right? Y'all know the figure I'm talking about. It's a famous line in the movie. He just looks up and flips in the verb and says, analyze this. Well, that's your analyzation finger. Okay, your ring finger is replicate. If you look in the book, The Wow Factor, one of my words that I redefine is the word replicate. You know, Brandon said, well, how do you get to that $3 million business? How do you get to that $4 million business? You just do more $500,000 businesses or more $1 million businesses. You just replicate that org chart. You just do the good stuff more. And finally, the last finger, your pinky finger, not insignificant at all, but that's systemized. Because basically, you decide what you want to do. I'm going to go out and catch fish today. I think the fish are going to be on rocky points and 3 foot of water with a little bit of grass at the tip. I'm going to throw a 6.5 foot rod with a chartreuse lure on it, and I'm going to go catch redfish. And if you get bites on that, okay, and you execute that, and you sit there and you go, was it the chartreuse lure? Was it the red shad lure? Was it the brown crawfish lure? What lure was it that got those hits? And you analyze it, you take and you say, let's get rid of the stuff that didn't work, a la the advertising you're paying for every month that's breaking your business because you never measure it or track it. And let's do more of the stuff that does work. I got to be real careful not to walk off the edge of the stage. I'm going to do it. Trust me. Then once you figure out the stuff that does work, this sounds very, very simple, but very little people actually do it. You do more of the good stuff. Does that sound like an elementary principle business right there, guys? But how many of us get caught in the pitfall of signing contracts on marketing and advertising, and we keep doing the same thing over and over again in our business, expecting a different result? What's the definition there? Insanity. Okay? And then finally, when you figure out you can replicate it, you then build a system so that it self-replicates. And a lot of you guys have heard of a thing called a rock flyer or a clip flyer. Anybody heard of those in here? Yeah. I'm the father of that. Okay? I've pissed off municipalities all over the world. But we generate roughly between our organization and everybody else in the world that's doing it now about $100 million a year just off of rock flyers. I don't care who I piss off. It means I can take care of my employees, help them achieve their life goals and dreams, and put food on the table. Amen. Amen. I was just getting ready to say, will anybody say amen? We're in church here, aren't we, guys? That's right. This is going to be a charismatic worship service. They're going to do the Jericho march around the auditorium here in a few minutes, right? Come on. All right, okay, cool. I like audience participation and feedback. Okay, because the bottom line is where a lot of people get stuck here is this gap. You notice on your hand you have this wide gap between your thumb and your pointer finger. Okay? That's where FTI happens. Failure to implement. Good friend of mine, Howard Partridge, has a new book just came out called Failure to Implement, where he talks about this. Where entrepreneurs get hung up is we know the good things we need to do in our business. There's nothing I'm going to tell you here this morning, nothing that I'm going to tell you here this morning that you don't know you already need to do in your business. It's just something else better comes up. A squirrel crosses the road. You get distracted. You're scared. You're scared. You're uncertain. And you don't implement. You've got to make that leap between being deliberate and having that plan and actually executing the plan. But then it goes downhill. You're going to analyze what you did. You're going to replicate the good stuff, not the bad stuff. And then you're going to create systems in your business so it happens without you. So you can go fish 150 days a year and win the Redfish Tour National Championship, right? Woo! Right? Yeah. Okay? So let me tell you about some of the things I've done in my business. So over the years, I've created a program called SoftServe. And SoftServe is a mixture between great digital stuff, CRMs, plugins to CRMs like Responsicon, dashboards, scoreboards, anything that you can do digitally in your company. These incredible devices that we have in our pockets. All of this wonderful and very, very cool stuff that's digital stuff. But, because I'm an Xer, how many Xers do we have in the room here? Okay, all the cool guys around 50 years old, okay? All right, because I'm an Xer, I also like the good old vanilla, tangible dry erase boards, chains on the wall, you know, hanging file folders on the wall, things that are physical. And why do you have to have, that's why SoftServe, and the logo there is that SoftServe ice cream cone, where you've got the chocolate and vanilla blending together. Now, how many like it when the chocolate and vanilla are blended together? You get the best of both worlds, right? Yeah. Okay? Vanilla by itself is good. Chocolate by itself is good. But if you can have both, yeah, we want both. All right? So in our SoftServe system that we do, and actually the reason why I'm here is because I invited Kurt to come to Softwashapalooza last week. And he came down because I wanted him to see what we were doing. And Brandon was kind of pushing us together. One of our guys out in the UK, Darren, was saying, hey, you should really listen to this Kurt guy with Responsicon. And I'm like, I don't like Responsicon. I don't want my customers to be able to pick their prices. Okay? I want to go out there and meet with them personally. So I said, well, I need to talk to Kurt because everybody said he's brilliant when it comes to technology. He's a visionary. He might be able to help you. Because I was kind of wanting to do my own CRM. Everybody's going to be going, no, don't do your own CRM. I'm like, why? They're like, because CRM's like cars, man. You got Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, Nissan. Everybody likes their own CRM. You'll never get anybody to just buy into SoftServe CRM. You should make plugins, and Kurt's the guy that can do that one. Okay. So what SoftServe is it's API dashboards, good old-fashioned NCR invoices, accountability systems, dispatching, subroutines, and dashboards, and an employee pay system. We've got an actual way to help you inspire your employees, motivate them, and pay them in a way that they have skin in the game that I know is bulletproof because I've been sued 6 times for it. And we've refined it through the legal system. Because how many of y'all have ever been sued for overtime violations in here? That means we have a bunch of sub $1 million companies in here, right? Yes. Because the moment you cross $1 million, go out and buy a t-shirt that has a target on the back of it. Because you now become suable, not because you're wrong, but because Morgan & Morgan, who's spreading all across the United States, how many of y'all have Morgan & Morgan in your area? ForThePeople.com. Okay? I wish we would have stopped him when he was in Orlando. We allowed the man to breathe. It's awful. Okay? Had 3 kids, all 3 lawyers. But the bottom line is the second you can stroke a check to make somebody go away, you will start getting sued if you don't Teflon your company. And a way to Teflon your company is to invest in the right employee pay system and paying people right. I know it's rampant in the window cleaning community, paying people on commission. It's illegal. You cannot pay your people commission. Just a side note, be happy to talk about it over here in the hack room with you guys. Okay? But I will set you straight before you get big enough to sue. Because we all want to be big enough to sue, right? Yeah. Yeah, people go, well, nobody ever bothers me. It's because you're a wallflower. You don't count. When you count is when people start bothering you. Okay? But speaking the truth in love, right? All right. So, soft serve is kind of different because we like to embrace some of the tangible physical stuff out in the real world that you have to run over, trip into. It's up on a wall. People can't ignore it. You can't turn off your phone and put it away. If your batteries go dead, guess what? You're still in business. If the internet goes down, you're still in business. If you hire a 62-year-old salesperson that's semi-retired and only wants to make $35,000 a year, guess what? They can still do it. We're still eventually going to put it somewhere digitally, but I call it braces for business. No matter whether you're using Invisalign or good old-fashioned braces, if your teeth are crooked, how do you get them straight?
Braces.
Yeah, it ain't digital. They don't put an app in your head, your teeth go, oh. Right? You need physical limitations in your business that force behavior. Now, some of those can be digital, some of those can actually be tangible, but like that good old-fashioned ice cream cone up there, if you can have the best of both worlds, won't it be much more effective? I don't know. Will it? Yeah, right? Remember, this is a participation class. Okay? We're going old school here now. Okay? Southern Baptist can get the organ going. Okay? You need braces for business. And then as your business gets straightened out, you can become a little more paperless and a little more paperless. And the paper can go bye-bye, but not right now while the bad habits exist. Okay? So, starts with good old-fashioned lead sheet. This is a lead sheet. Has a glued back, 50 sheets. Reminds you to get all the facts of the bananas. I'll tell you guys a banana story sometime later when I have more room, or the hack room. Okay? It tracks where your leads are coming from. How many of y'all ask every single customer where they heard about your company? Yeah. All right, good. All right, I'm preaching to the choir here. If you guys are coming to Responsicon and you're not doing that, shame, shame, shame. Okay? But you need to, every single customer, you got to ask them, how'd you hear about our company? Oh, I heard about you on the internet. You know! Was it Google? Was it YouTube? Did you find our website? Was it organic? Was it pay-per-click? There's like 8 different variants to, I found y'all on the internet. Was it Facebook ads? You need to find out because you need to prune or promote your best advertising. Okay? It gives accountability to the collection and paging out of leads. When I opened up my branches, that picture that Brandon Vaughn just showed you guys was one of my branches. We did $4.8 million a year in soft washing, and I didn't even own a pressure washer. In 2000. Adjust that for inflation. Okay? And how we got there is this is how deliberate I am. I'm a big fan of overkill. Anybody like overkill here? Not the band overkill, but the actual physical act of overkill. Okay? Yeah, that means when you think you've done enough advertising, you do some more, you put your foot in the gas through the floorboard, a 6,000 RPM, 120 miles an hour, and you never let up the gas. Why? Because how many of y'all have gotten to that point where you let up the gas because you thought you were busy, you had 3 weeks worth of work out in front of you, you got to the end of that 3 weeks, and you stood there and you looked at the phone for 2 weeks going, why isn't the phone ringing? Honey, could you call our number? I think we got disconnected somehow. Right? It's because you did not understand the concept of overkill. That's why when Brandon said, when we were booked out more than 2 days, we put the next truck on the road. For 5 years in my business, I drove the next truck that was going on the road. That was my personal vehicle. We always had the next truck that was going on the road wrapped. Well, back then we had decals. Some of you don't remember the old decals that Gerber machines cut out? Yeah. But anyhow, we had those on the side of the truck. And I was driving the next truck. Because if I got booked out more than 2 days, in Central Florida, there are so many. I mean, Jason's here, Fort Myers. Come on. If you're booked out more than 3 days, what's the next phone call you're getting?
Yeah, they go with somebody else.
Yeah, they go with somebody else. Because your competition got there, they put their kids in the front cab of the truck, they had them dressed really, really gnarly. They taught them how to do this. And they come knocking on the door and go, I know I lost the job, but look at my kids. Baby needs shoes. And they steal that work away from you. Okay? But it gives accountability to the collection and paging out of the sleeve. And we have a 6-copy NCR business form that is our quote, it's our job ticket, it's our customer care, it's our dispatch copy, it's everything. It flows all the way through the company. The data on this gets input into the CRM in 3 different places, from the phone call, then when the quote comes in, it goes into 9.9 bit on the wall, then when it actually gets closed, and we go out and do the service, and it comes back when it's completed, information goes into the CRM. We still gather everything on the CRM, but in my offices, I still like to have file cabinets. How many of y'all still have file cabinets? All right? Because nothing looks... When we got rid of Mallard, sold Mallard, we had a database of 25,000 customers. 25,000 customers. And we had all of their records in lateral files, and we had a wall that was 24 foot long in our office that had all the customers. If you wanted to sell your company, how impressive does that look when somebody comes in to look at the company? But if you hand them a thumb drive, 3 minutes, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. You hand them a thumb drive, how unimpressive is that? So now I got to go lighting around here. So we have chains that we put on the wall where you put the pink copies and the lead sheets, and every salesperson has chains. I call them my stringers of fish. If it's Wednesday and you come in the office and somebody's stringer of fish is half of what everybody else's is, who needs to work? Is it a parent? Yes, it's clear, it's concise, it's compelling. You hire a bunch of DIs or IDs on the disc assessment to do your sales, and you put that up on the wall, and you watch the bloodbath happen from the competition that happens between them. All right, so I'm going to just keep going here. And again, I'm going to get cut off here. I got 6 minutes. All right, good. All right, that means I won't horribly not finish. Now, whatever I don't get done here, we'll go to a hack room. I'm ready to talk to you guys, breathe life into you, have some great conversations, help you guys get inspired so that 2020 will be your best year ever in business. But you do stuff like this because it's tangible. Now, you could do this on a 50-inch LED monitor in your office too, but man, the physical task of putting those sheets on there, clipping them on there, writing a P or a C on them, if it's been paged out or closed or where the rep is, the replication concept that for every company lead that comes in, they have to bring in 2 pink copies. So if I get, on a Monday morning at Mallard Systems, we knew that we had come into spring season when we would get 80 leads on a Monday morning. We normally ran about 50 on a Monday morning. But we hit 80, and we go, oh, somebody just walked in and hit the switch on the wall, turned on the light. And that's what happened. Okay? But that replication concept, I do a plan called MVP Scoreboards Stats. MVP stands for your mission statement, your vision statement, and your purpose statement. All of my businesses, we have an MVP, mission, value, and purpose statement. The scoreboards I'll show you here in a moment, and stats are the things that you put up on the wall monthly in a sheet of paper, in one of those hanging wall sign holders. But the scoreboards are things that are kept up to the minute. So 50-inch LED flat screen TVs. How many of y'all started doing this in your all's offices? Putting up big TVs. Okay, I walk into Best Buy, and my rep at Best Buy, when he sees me walk in the door, he gets a chill up his spine. So we have 22 flat panel monitors in our facility at Softwash Systems. 22. I have 11 in my house. I have 4 behind my desk in my office. Scoreboards, up-to-the-minute information. Okay, so I love LED flat screen TVs. That goes without saying. 50 inches are cheap today and have basically replaced dry erase boards. By the time you go out and buy a 4-foot dry erase board, you have your logos put on it, you have it all lined out and everything else, it's $400. I can buy an LED TV now for $250. And if I don't like the way it looks, next week I can change it. Okay? So in a SoftWash Systems branch, using our SoftServe system, we have a weekly sales board, a monthly sales board, and we have a dispatch board. And these are set to auto update every 10 minutes. So this is what they look like. Side by side in the sales room, we have a weekly sales board with the sales reps 1 through 6, days of the week, what their totals are, what the total is per day. Can I do this? Yeah, what the totals are per day, what the total is for the week, what the goal was that we set for the week, and how much remains before we hit the goal. How many of y'all are that deliberate with your sales board? Yeah, 2% of the room. Telling you guys to do this stuff, you'll be a multi-millionaire. I barely got out of high school, got kicked out of college. I've got a pretty good life for being a failure. Okay? Monthly right here, the monthly sales board. Week 1 for each rep, week 2, week 3, week 4. You guys get the idea. What our goal was, what remains. Now in 1998, I had a 20-foot long magnetic dry erase board for our dispatch board at Mallard Systems. Okay? It was the most impressive room in our office. We showed it off all the time. People were very impressed by it. But when you had to move customers around, you're like, it was a pain in the butt. So when Microsoft Excel became real popular, we converted it to an Excel spreadsheet, and now we're converting it into an API plugin that will work with any CRM. On there is your route for the day, what you did for the day, what all the trucks did for that day together, what that truck has done for the week, the technicians are in it, what their production bonuses are, what you did for all the trucks for the week, what the production was for the week, and it factors what your payroll should be for the week. So if you're running above that or below that, you know that because you have a goal that auto-propagates for payroll, which is cool. All this stuff is on the phone. I pick up my phone right now and show you guys. I could be anywhere in the world, and all of these scoreboards I can pull up on my phone. Up to the minute, I know what's going on with my companies. Okay? And your salespeople know, back here, where the holes are in the schedule so they can go ahead and book to the vacancies. It's called vacancy factor dispatching. All right? Now, I'm going to take a minute. It's my last slide. Am I doing good?
Yeah.
All right, my last slide. And we're going to talk about who our customers are. Okay, I'm going to speak the truth in love. How many of y'all are trying to do business with people like you?
How are you?
Almost nobody in this room, honestly, can afford our services. And when you pick your price based on what you think a good value is for the service you provide, based on you being the customer, you're already losing. Because this couple right here is retired or semi-retired or owns a business. They have disposable income. They're enjoying a glass of wine at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? They make in excess of $250,000 a year. If you're doing business with people that make less than $200,000 a year, you're targeting the wrong customers. Now, does that mean that people that make $150,000 or $100,000 a year might do business with you? Yes. But I'm going with the sure things. I'm going with the sure things. And that couple right there is the sure things. So I'm going to leave you with something that as you guys take your CRM, you guys have the ability in one of the little fields in your CRM to name your customers. What your customer classifications are going to be. Everybody familiar with that? Whether they're a lead or a customer. Okay? So I'm going to show you the way that we think, the way SoftServe, the way I teach SoftServe to classify your customers. Number 1 is a suspect. Now I got a little bit of this from Howard Partridge, the first 3, and then the last 2 I kind of added to that. In Ecclesiastes, King Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun, people. So I'm not going to say I invented this, and this is mine. I'm just giving you guys an idea. Ozzy Osbourne says there are 88 keys on a piano. Somebody's bound to write a song that sounds like somebody else's, right? Okay, so let me give you a concept. I'm not taking ownership of this, but a suspect is the person that you think needs your service. All right? Okay? A prospect is somebody that you have now marketed to. You thought they needed your service, and now you have marketed to them. And if you did a good job and you made a good presentation to that person, and they decide to buy from you, they become a what? Right, customer. And most people stop there. They go, I've gained a customer. But the next step is pretty easy for you guys to think about. If they become a repeat customer, then they're what? A client. Somebody almost got the punchline of the joke on number 5. Okay? If you do an awesome job, you take care of them, you nurture them, and they become a raving fan of your company, then they become an agent. And they become part of your sales team. You do a referral marketing program for them. There's a lot of things that you can do to turn them, inspire them into an agent that drives business to your company. So when you take that little drop-down box, you name, these are the words you're going to use on your CRM. Suspect, prospect, customer, client, agent. And you will put them into different drip campaigns and treat those 5 classes completely differently. And that right there by itself is a huge takeaway for you guys. Hey, listen, guys. I'm AC Lockyer. I'm going to be over there in a hack room. I'll stay there all afternoon until I've helped everybody I possibly can here. Thank you so much.